are you still going to uni? Did you plan on going to uni? I wouldn't have got into that uni if it weren't for me doing this. With my job, I did have the option of moving out. Am I still going to be making YouTube videos? Why I quit my job is a really, really long story. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well and having a lovely day. I felt like it was necessary to film this video, and I kind of planned on filming something similar at some point, but I've literally had so many questions all kind of on the same topic, so I thought it'd be easier just to film a video and answer them all for you instead of replying to like the same thing over and over again. I put up a little question thing on my Instagram, so make sure you go follow my Instagram if you haven't already, because that is normally where I ask for questions. And I also asked on like the community tab of YouTube, that little section on your channel where you can like post stuff and write stuff. I don't know what it's called. I also asked for any of your questions over on there as well, and oh my god, I got so many questions. There is absolutely no way I'm going to get through them all in this video. Like, I literally got so many. So I'm going to try and like group them all and answer just similar questions, because a lot of them are the same. But there are also some which I'm going to save for another video. Mostly in this video, I want to sit down and talk about kind of like my post year 13 plans. That is pretty much what I've got all my questions about. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Sit down, grab a drink, grab a snack, maybe some biscuits, chocolate, whatever floats your boat, and yeah, enjoy the video. So I'm going to start out with the questions over on Instagram, and I want to start off with one very kind of general question which I've got asked so much, and that is literally like, what am I doing after year 13, and basically asking about my apprenticeship. Now that I finished year 13, I've had a really nice long summer, which I'm really grateful for, and then in September I start my apprenticeship. So I have got a level 7 apprenticeship, which is the equivalent to a master's degree. I'm going to try and answer all the questions about it. So the first question I want to answer is, what does your apprenticeship involve and how did you know you wanted to do it? So I feel like this is just a question I've been asked loads, like, what actually is it? What am I doing? So my apprenticeship is within financial services. I'm going to be working within tax. That was like the department that I chose. So yeah, that is what my apprenticeship's in. So hopefully that clears that up, because I hadn't really explained that. So I don't really know what it involves just yet, because obviously I've not started. I will kind of be like learning a bit of everything as part of like the qualifications and that I do. It will cover a really wide range of things, but I'll be specialised in tax. So yeah. And how did I know that I wanted to do it? I would just say from like doing work experience in the past that I've done. It was literally just a case of like having the list of all the options of departments and things I could specialise in or bits that I could work in, and just kind of like crossing off things I was like, yeah, that don't really sound that interesting, I don't want to do that. And just doing research and speaking to people, because if you know anyone in the industry that you want to go into, just speak to them, because literally like they'll probably be able to answer all your questions. Just Google it, research it. And yeah, that's how I kind of did it. I just kind of crossed things off my list that I didn't want to do, and then it left me with a few that I really liked the sound of, and then I just went from there and chose one. Another question which I've been asked so much is, are you still going to uni? Did you plan on going to uni? Will you change your mind about going to uni? Everything about uni. So basically, for some of you who maybe haven't heard this before, I applied for uni back in October. I thought I wanted to go. I thought that was what I wanted to do. I could never really make up throughout my whole life if I wanted to go to university or not. I just changed my mind every 5 minutes, and I changed the course every 5 minutes as well. And then it just come to applying for apprenticeships and doing my work experience, all that kind of thing. It was probably influenced by the fact that I really wasn't enjoying sixth form. So just one thing kind of led to another, and I just started to think like, oh my god, I really don't want to go to university. The more I applied for apprenticeships, the more I went to like assessment centres and bits and bobs like that, I just realised, this is what I want to do. Yeah, that was how I kind of made my mind up. I was pretty sure leading up to results day that I was not going to change my mind. I was set on my apprenticeship. That was really what I wanted to do. But like, being completely honest, I can't lie, when I looked on UCAS track, if you've watched my results video and seen how shocked my face was, for it to say that I'd been accepted into both and have the thing there to offer me to go into adjustment, which is when you get better grades than like what your offer is, I was literally like, I was just absolutely gobsmacked. I did not expect it one bit. So I can't lie to you, I hadn't prepared for that situation of what if I do get into uni and I get my grades for my apprenticeship, like what am I going to do? Literally never even crossed my mind. So on results day, I kind of doubted myself. So I sat down and I spoke to my dad about it, because he's the person that I always speak to for these kind of things. And we basically explored every option that I had, like literally everything from like gap years, uni, apprenticeship, a different job, literally just everything. We literally thought of everything. So I just ended up being like, no, I think at this point in time, my apprenticeship is still the right thing for me. But I did doubt myself for a second and was like, oh gosh, like what am I gonna do? But yeah, I did reconsider. However, knowing how much I didn't enjoy the work aspect of sixth form in that last year, I was like, I don't think uni would be the right thing for me, and I just want to do something different for a little bit, as I feel like I know that I need a change. And then there's kind of like a lot of confusion, like what are you studying with your apprenticeship, which uni, will you be living on campus, all things like that. So basically, I don't know exactly how it works yet, because obviously I'm not there doing it, but the way I believe it works is they're partnered with like a qualification company. I don't know the actual name of them, so I can't answer that. And they also are partnered with a university. I'm not going to say the name of it because, I don't know, I just feel a bit weird about it. The same as if I decided to go to university, I probably wouldn't have said which university I'm going to. So it is partnered with a university, and let me tell you, it's a good one. Like, I wouldn't have got into that uni if it weren't for me doing this. So yeah, they do kind of work with that university, and then there's other, like, you get the qualification from another company. I don't know what it's called though. I work 5 days a week and I get study leave every now and then, but I'm not really sure how the whole study leave thing works. And then you get a mixture of being taught online, in person, like your manager might teach you things. You might have someone come to your office and like do a day of teaching you stuff. You'll go on like training programs and that. So yeah, I don't live on campus. I live at home, like I'm staying at home. With my job, I did have the option of moving out and like living near where I'm working. But I turned it down just because it's so expensive, because it's London and I don't really want to be wasting that money just yet, because I'm not really ready to move out anyway. Someone else asked, is it a degree apprenticeship and when is the best time of year to apply? Yes, it is a degree apprenticeship. A degree apprenticeship will be a level 6 and then level 7 is master's degree. So the answer to that is yes. I think I've already covered that. And the best time of year to apply, for me personally, I would literally start the second you start year 13. Most applications, from what I remember, come out in October, but it literally depends on what industry you're going into. So if you want to go into like business or kind of corporate jobs, 100% start looking in October, because they get released October, November, December, and then some will still get released in like January, and some will get released throughout the year. But the majority of the degree ones, from my experience, come out really early on. So literally don't miss it. Even if you're not sure what you want to do, just apply anyway, like you have nothing to lose. Someone else asked, what is your ultimate career goal? The answer to that is, I have absolutely no idea. I'm literally just gonna go with what feels right, and where I end up is where I end up. As long as I enjoy what I'm doing, I literally don't care what it is. Someone else asked, how did you know you wanted to do an apprenticeship instead of going to university? For me, it was just kind of weighing up the pros and cons, especially because mine's like the equivalent of getting a degree anyway. It was like, do I want to go uni, spend 3 years there, just do a degree, don't do anything else, have long summers, meet new people, but get in a hell of a lot of debt? Or do I want to go to work, earn a salary, not have to pay for a degree, get to do it alongside working, so it's not just the same old thing all the time? And yeah, it's just, the apprenticeship was like, there were so many more pros than there were cons for me. Kind of like a no-brainer, like, do I want to get in 50 grand debt or not? Like, let me think about that, you know? So yeah, that was how I decided pretty much. Daniel asked, where would you see yourself in 5 years from now? So if I was to like stick to my plan, which is absolutely fine if I don't, I would assume 5 years from now, how old would I be? 23. Oh my God, right. I would finish my apprenticeship and hopefully be either working at the same company if I really enjoy it, or maybe move on to do something a little bit different. I would hope that I have some savings for something. Don't know what I'll do with those savings, but I'd hope I'd have that. And I just want to be happy, healthy, enjoying what I do, which sounds really cringe, but you know. I kind of hope that I'm not necessarily still doing YouTube, because I don't know if YouTube's gonna last that long, but I would hope it's kind of like turned into something, like even if I'm like doing something a bit different, that would be kind of cool. Someone else asked, whereabouts are you doing your apprenticeship? My apprenticeship's going to be in London, so I'll be working in the city, and yeah, that kind of answers that. Someone else says, how did you find your degree apprenticeship and what was the interview process like? I feel like I'm going to do a whole separate video on like the interviews, online applications, the oh my god, what are they called? The like tests, the psychometric, I don't know what they're called. Oh my god, literally what are they called? Yeah, like the online tests, we're just going to call it that. And assessment centres, things like that. I want to do a whole separate video on it because I feel like I can't answer that in like a short, concise way. I found my apprenticeship, literally just look on every job site. So like actual job websites like Indeed and that. I didn't use them too much, but you could use them. Also, Google Jobs is a thing. I didn't know this. If you literally type into Google, like, I don't know, like I would type in like financial services apprenticeship in London, it comes up with like its own little thing that Google have of like jobs on there. I looked on there, that was really good. But the main way that I did it is I just had like a list of companies. Like school would tell us different companies to look at applying for, my parents would. Like I would literally Google financial services companies in London. It'd be like the longest list on Wikipedia, and I would just go through like with my dad and we'd just pick out ones and I'd write a list of them. And every now and then I would just go on their website and check to see if they've uploaded any apprenticeships. But a lot of the time I would just use the actual companies' websites because I kind of knew the names of companies I wanted to apply for anyway. Someone else said, what do you plan on doing once you complete the apprenticeship? I haven't really thought about this. I would like to think I would stay at the company if I really like it and continue on there a bit more. Emma also asked, how do you know if doing an apprenticeship is the right decision? This is such an awful answer which you probably don't want to hear, and like no one wants to hear who's doing an apprenticeship. But in my opinion, you won't ever know if it's the right thing to do until you give it a go. You've literally just got to choose, like out of all the options that you have, of all the things that you could do, just choose the one that you want to do. Take away all the pressure and everything and just think, which one would I like to give a go for a bit? Like, don't worry about it, just go, experience it, do it. You might love it, you might hate it, but either way you're going to learn something from it. And that's the thing, like sometimes you have to make mistakes to learn from them, as crap as it is. Like that's literally life sometimes. So yeah, you won't ever know if it's the right thing until you give it a go, but just go with your gut and what you think is right for you. That's what I've done anyway, and fingers crossed it's gonna work out. Bethany asked a really good question, which was, what A-level should you choose if you don't know what/if you want to go to uni or job? I was kind of in this situation at the start of year 12, well, you choose your A-levels in year 11, don't you? I thought I still wanted to go to uni and do fashion, like, I was still so confused, which is why my A-levels are such a random combination. I did maths, further maths, English lit, and I also did a year of textiles. Like, could I have got any more varied? I don't think so. So just try it and choose like a variety. Also make sure there's at least one in there that you really enjoy. Like, to be honest, I wouldn't choose any A-levels unless you don't enjoy them. Like, if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to enjoy it at A-level. Like, it's going to be 2 years of hell. I definitely at least choose one maybe that's like a fun subject that you really want to do. But yeah, again, if you really don't know, sit there and cross off all the ones you really don't want to do. And like things like maybe like business is a good one to choose because that could literally lead you anywhere, like whatever job. So Jasmine asked, have you had second thoughts about uni since you got in? Kind of already answered this, didn't I? But you literally read my mind, because yes, I definitely had second thoughts. I was a bit confused for a second. Basically, loads of people have asked, am I still going to be making YouTube videos? Will I be carrying on with YouTube consistently? Are you going to be vlogging? The answer to that, and the easy answer, is yes, of course I am. I don't know how busy I'm going to be in like the first month, in the first 2 months, in the first 6 months. So maybe I won't upload quite as consistently as I want to, but like I don't ever plan on stopping YouTube. I still want to vlog. Like once I've got into the swing of things with my job, I'll probably do like a weekly vlog every now and then. I'm definitely not going to go back to weekly vlogging every single week. Yeah, I'm definitely still going to vlog and try and film videos. Don't get me wrong, my content is going to change like naturally. I'm still going to do revision related things. I'm still going to do things related to A-levels. So many of these are like asking about how I got an A-star in maths, etc. That'll be a separate video, so I'll still be doing like A-level related videos, university related videos, apprenticeship related videos. But then, as I always have, I just kind of film videos of my life. Nothing really specific, just about what's going on in my life. So I'll keep doing that as well. And then, as you know, I do love fashion, so there'll be a bit of that in there. Just a mixture of everything. Also, I just really quickly wanted to clear something up because I got quite a few questions on it and I stupidly didn't mention it in my results day video. I said in the results day video that to get an A-star in maths, I had to get 90%. That was because I'm doing like the legacy maths, which, is it the legacy one? I don't even know. I was doing the old maths specification, not the new one. So I had to get 90%. The new maths specification was a lot less than that, I think, to get an A-star. But yeah, I was doing the old one, so I had to get 90% to get my A star, but my further maths was the new specification. Yeah, hopefully that answers that. Katie asked, did you consider any other apprenticeships than the one that you did pick? I will link the video down below where I explain when I got my job, because that explains it really well. I actually got offered 2 apprenticeships. They were very, very different, and I literally didn't know what to do with myself. Will you have to do exams as part of your apprenticeship? Yes, I will. Like, I'm getting loads of qualifications from it. It's a degree level apprenticeship. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do exams. Another question was, do you have to go for an assessment centre for the apprenticeships in the big 4 companies? And then it cut off the rest of your message, so I don't know what the rest of it was. But the answer to that is yes, you do, from my experience. Yeah, I applied to a few of them. Or did I apply to all of them? No, I applied for all of them, and I had to go to assessment centres for all of them. Some of them I actually didn't end up going to because I got my other job, but yeah. Another question about YouTube that I got so much is, do you want to be a full-time YouTuber? Do you want YouTube to be your job, etc.? To be honest, yeah, of course I would love it if this was my job. Anyone who does this as their hobby, like, surely they'd want it to be their job. Just my opinion. But I am still excited for the job that I'm actually doing, and I really want to work in like a corporate company and experience that. So it's kind of like I'd like to do both. But yeah, YouTube definitely is not a full-time job for me, not even a part-time job for me at the minute. So maybe in like a couple years time, if it was, that would be really cool. But then at the same time, I really want to do my actual job that I've got, like my apprenticeship, because I'm excited to do that and experience that, and like going into London every day. So it's a tricky one. There's like a million jobs I would love to do, and like so many things I'd want to try out. But yeah, YouTube is definitely one of them. Amy asked, tips for making time for everything, work, YouTube, friends, etc. My answer to that is, I never managed to do it in sixth form. Do like studying, social life, YouTube, my part-time job that I had, family, literally it crushed me. Like, I couldn't do it. Someone that I was speaking to months ago when I was really struggling with dealing with everything and I was really stressed out, I was having a chat with a friend, and she explained it as like, if you like put everything in your life into like a circle and it's all divided up into sections, so you'd have like one for work, one for revision, one for like your social life, one for like, for me it'd be YouTube, like all these different things. If you like broke it all up, it's near enough impossible to get every single section working at the same time. Like, there's always at least one which is slacking a bit, and that was just the same for me. If you can get the balance, then that's great, but you've just got to try and be organised and prioritise everything as well, because there will be times when you won't see your friends as much, or there will be times when you won't get as much revision done. And do you know what I mean? Some areas have to slack. Like, I've never managed to find a balance where everything in my life works perfectly well. Like, someone else said, which is actually a really good question, would it be hard if you had a part-time job in year 13? My personal answer to that is yes, it's going to be hard. However, it's just up to you whether you feel like you can do it. I'd say if you have a part-time job already, keep it going and just see how you feel. I quit my job in February. I probably could have stuck it out a little bit longer, but why I quit my job is a really, really long story. Other things happened and I decided to quit my job. But I know a lot of people who kept their jobs going and are still doing them now. So it's literally up to you, but definitely cut down your hours. And as soon as you start getting stressed, you've just got to think, is it worth having the extra money, or can I survive for a few months without having a part-time job? I'm hoping I've kind of helped everyone and answered a lot of your questions. If I left your question out, then don't worry. I'm sure I'll cover them in another video. Hopefully you now know a bit more about what I'm doing post year 13. Yeah, so I'm excited for you all to come with me on this new chapter. I hope you enjoyed the videos, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye!